after finding values of sine cos at different angles, especially more than 90, now we are in a position to understand the graph of sin x, cos x, tan x, cot x, and secant and cosec x also. So basically first we are going to understand the graph of sin x and cos x. So this is, let's say this is y equal to sin x. If I say you to make a table, then to draw the graph, so you can make a table, and this is, let's say, x and this is y. So x some angle, so you start from angle. If sine y equal to sine 0, sine 0 is, the value is 0. If I put sine, you also see that if I take this as pi by 2, then y equal to sine pi by 2, this is 0, sine pi by 2 is 1. So we are going to get this value as 1. We can now further go and we can write y. If I say pi by 2 plus you do pi by 2 plus some, so if you take angle, let's say 2 pi by 3, so your value is going to be y sine 2 pi by 3. So its value is going to be positive, and this is going to be root 3 by 2. So now, or you can put some negative values also. You know how to find negative values. So this is your y, and this line is representing your x. So see, when you put x equal to 0, so your value of sine is 0. So this is the first point. If you put x equal to pi by 2, so if this is 1, then your value is going to be 1. And if you put value, more than this is actually 120, so 120's value is going to be less than 1, so it's going to be less and less. And at pi, your sine pi will be 0, and pi to 3 pi by 2, this is pi to 3 pi by 2 is your third quadrant. So third quadrant, it's now going to be down. It will be going down till here, and then it is start getting up, and this 2 pi, it will be again 0. So now we can see this will keep going on. And now come to this, if I put this -1, then this is going to be here, and if I again put this, it's going to be here, and it will go here up to this, and will again go down. And that's why this sine graph is called zigzag graph. It's go in this form, zigzag. And here are very very important observations. The first observation is domain. Domain is means you can put any value of x. There is no boundation. You can, this is your number line, you can see, and you can put any value. So your domain is going to be R. But range is very important to understand. Range is, you can see the maximum value is going 1 and the minimum value is going -1. So your range is always from -1 to 1. And you can write that sine theta, whatever is the angle, the maximum value is +1 and the minimum value is -1. Sine can never go beyond this range, whatever the angle you put here. So this is very very important understanding. And one more important understanding is, you can see that sine is becoming 0 at pi, then 2 pi, pi, -2 pi. So you can see that sine theta is 0. At which angles you have seen? It was 0 at pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi, and so on. Similarly, -pi, -2 pi, -3 pi, and so on. So you can now generalize that if theta means theta is out of these angles, at these angle you can write in general form as n theta, where n belongs to integer. So this is very very important thing that you should keep in mind, that sine theta equal to 0 only when theta equal to this form. You can say n theta, n pi, not n theta. This is n pi, where n belongs to integer. Now we next understand about y equal to cos x. So if I want to draw the graph, I can again draw that box. We can write x and we can write y. If x is 0 degree, y x is 0, you see, then y will be cos 0. Cos 0 is 1. And if you put then you can substitute pi by 6. So your value is going to be pi by 6 is root 3 by 2. But if you put pi, then pi, the value is going to be 0. And if you put 2 pi by 3, then this is minus value, and you can calculate yourself. Minus, this is going to be minus, and 60 is 1 by 2. So this value is going to be minus 1 by 2. Now if you draw the graph, you see that if it is x equal to 0, then y equal to 1. So this is your first point. Now then you put pi as here, some value which is pi by 6 is here, then value is here, then again you put pi by 4, then means 45, then 60. So your value is going down and down, and at exactly pi by 2, not this is pi by 2. So at pi by 2, your value is going to be 0. So the graph will be bringing here, coming back here, and now from here pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2, this is your second quadrant. Pi by 2 to pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2 is your second and third quadrant, and in second and third quadrant both your value is going to be negative. So but it will increase from here, it will go like this, and it will go again this way, and again will go this 3 pi by, it will come to 3 pi by 2, and again will go, and again similarly here it will go pi by 2, and from here it is again going up, coming to minus value, and it will going up this way. So you can see that your minimum value will be -1 and maximum value will be 1. So we can write that domain of cos will be all values, but your range is again going to be -1 comma 1, and you can simply write cos theta is 1 and -1, between -1 to 1 for any value of theta. Now again you observe one thing, that cos theta or cos x is 0 whenever x is, you see, it is, if it is pi by 2, this is 3 pi by 2, this is 5 pi by 2, and if it is negative minus pi by 2, this is negative minus 3 pi by 2, and this is minus 5 pi by 2. You can see this is all, you see the numerator 1 pi, 3 pi, 5 pi, minus 1 pi, minus 3 pi, minus 5 pi. These all are odd multiples of pi and divided by 2 always. So you can write that this is always 0 when x equal to 2n plus 1 pi by 2, where n belongs to z. So this is another observation. You see, put n equal to 0, so your answer is going to be pi by 2. N equal to 1 you put here, then your answer is going to be 3 pi by 2. If you put n equal to -1, your answer is going to be minus pi by 2. So means all these values are covered in this small formula. So cos x is 0 for all the angles where it is all the angles of odd multiple of pi by 2. So this way we have explained you the value the graph of sine and cos, and try to understand the rest of the graph, and it will help you to understand the higher concepts of trigonometry. Thank you.